What's up, guys? Today we are making this, the Blades of Glory knife holder. We're a woodworker source in Tempe, and there's a huge competition.
Yep, so stay tuned, we'll show you how we did it.
So the first thing we got to do, guys, is get the layout done. So I had Vicky find me a really cool font. This font is called Heroes, and I thought it really fit the whole motif of the sign being Blades of Glory. I really like this font. So I cut these out on the laser and then just laid them on there, sprayed them. It gave me a great line to go by. Then I just figured out where I wanted the knives to be, kind of centered them from left to right, and did a outline of each of them, and then we got to carving.
So to give the outline of the blades and all the lettering, I used our profile bit. I went down about 1/4 of an inch deep. I had to lift it in some areas because there's some really tight spaces. But this elm cut really nice. It was hard, but it was consistent, so I didn't have a big issue with any wobbling at all.
So after the profile work is done, now we need to get down inside those tight areas with a flat bottom. So this is the perfect instance to use the 1/8 inch spiral bit. I really like the way this bit gets down in there into tight places and allows you to have more of a buffer around the letter so you don't need to get so close. So once the 1/8 inch spiral work is done, now I'm going to do the same process but with the 1/4 inch spiral. This gives even a bigger area around your outset pieces so that you don't have to get near as close when it comes to doing the power carving. So then I wanted to get down deep. we really wanted a super three-dimensional look on here. So I went multiple passes and went down to 1/2 inch deep.
So I only used one burr for the Fordham, and I used the dovetail. I really wanted to give it a rough look to outline the blades and really make those things pop. So as I was going around the blades, I just moved 1 little inch and tried to make, or 1 little bit, and tried to make each of those marks touch each other. So I used the die grinder with the extreme coarse sphere, and I wanted to just give it nice and rough and kind of concave the areas in between the blades. I'll put a link in the description below for all the stuff we used, including the die grinder, because that is an awesome tool for doing stuff like this. Then I used the extreme coarse flame in the same die grinder, and I really wanted to give it kind of a rutted look, almost like the bottom of a riverbed. And we didn't power carve anything above the letters or really above the blades, because we wanted that separation where it goes from a flat background to a nice deep concave background.
Okay, what I'm doing here, guys, is I am positioning where I want the magnets to be. These are pretty strong magnets, so I think they're going to work out really good. What we discovered is that this cleaver is pretty heavy, so it's going to take 4 magnets, and I think it's going to work just fine. But the other 3 are just, they're not near as heavy, so we're just going to do 2 magnets on these. So I'm kind of eyeballing. I made some marks, and all I'm doing is just drawing around these magnets, and I've got a Forstner bit set up in the drill press. Need some help. All right, you guys, it's time to get a brush coat on this thing. So the idea behind this is we're just going to put a thin coat, seal coat on this, so that it will be theoretically all sealed up by the time we put a flood coat on it.
All right, guys, so our seal coat is completely dry. We let it set for a few days just to make 100% sure that we're ready to paint. So as you can see, guys, there were a few little bumps, maybe pieces of dirt or something that got in there. So what we did is we took some 320 grit sandpaper and we just smoothed all this stuff out, all the surfaces right here, because we're gonna paint the blades black, and then we're gonna paint the letters red. So we also went around and all the flat areas and stuff, just gave it a light, quick sand to make sure that our flood coat adheres to it. So let's get started.
So the last piece, now that the painting has been done, now we really get to see what this thing's gonna look like. Now we're gonna do the flood pour. So we mixed somewhere 14, 16 ounces of epoxy and just flooded this thing out. We didn't use any brushes in this part. We just used our hands and moved that stuff around. We used some little syringes to get into the internal parts of the lettering so that they weren't completely filled up to the surface. And I wanted to have actually a little bit of a dip in there so you could see the depth of these letters and the way this flood pour looks. We're super happy with it. All right, well, there's another close-up of the sign, guys. Unfortunately, we did not win the competition. I don't think we even came close. Unbelievable, some of the stuff that was there. It was 260 some entries, I think.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. I think ours was definitely not in the amateur category, but we're maybe the middle of the pack. I don't know. We might have been in the top 50. They only gave prizes for the top 3. I
Top
think.
3 and then some honorable mentions.
Yeah, but
and we didn't make the honorable mentions either.
Which is probably correct.
Yeah.
We're not that honorable. Anyway.
So the one thing that we probably would change on this is we should have added more magnets.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 more on the cleaver and 1 more on the other ones, just because it holds just fine laying down, but hanging up, not quite
Kind of slip a little bit.
not quite as sturdy.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
I think it came out good.
I'm super happy with it. I really love this thing. So this is actually Vicky's. It's my Christmas gift for Vicky. She doesn't know that yet, but
well, she will.
Now she'll know.
But
anyway,
also, guys, don't forget this the Black Friday sale this month runs from Friday at 9 p.m. Arizona time to 9 a.m. Arizona time to Monday at 9 p.m. Arizona time.
Yep.
And we got a great sale, so make sure and check it out. I will put the link in the description below.
Yep. And we'll be talking about that more. But if you guys have questions, email us, eric@makeawoodsign.com
or ryan@makeawoodsign.com.
And we are out. See you on Friday.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.